Many people believe that life happens to them. They wait for luck, for the right opportunity, for someone to open a door. But let me tell you something. Life does not change by accident. It changes by choice. If you are waiting for success to find you, you will be waiting forever. Success belongs to those who take action, who study, who fail and get back up, who keep moving forward despite uncertainty. I was not born rich, nor was I the smartest student. In fact, I failed university entrance exams multiple times. I was rejected by 30 companies, including KFC. Harvard rejected me 10 times. But none of that mattered because I refused to let failure define my future. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence or background. It is persistence. Are you willing to keep going when things get tough? Because that's the only way forward. If you want a better life, you must surround yourself with the right people. The people around you influence your thoughts, your decisions, and ultimately, your future. If you spend time with those who only complain, you will absorb their negativity. But if you surround yourself with dreamers, builders, and action takers, their mindset will push you forward. Your environment shapes your destiny. Choose wisely. Most people have good intentions. They dream of success, they talk about their goals, they make plans. But the world does not reward good intentions. It rewards action. If you are not actively working toward your future, someone else is. And when opportunities arise, they will be invisible to those who are not prepared. Are you ready to see yours? You have two choices. Keep waiting for the perfect moment or start creating your own future today. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is a decision, your decision. So what will you do from this moment forward? Many people believe that the biggest barrier to success is the lack of money. I say the real problem is not the lack of capital, but the absence of ideas. When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no technology, and I didn't even know many influential people. But I had a vision. The internet could be the bridge between small businesses and the global market. If I had focused on what I lacked, I would never have started. The secret is to ask, what problem can I solve? Rather than, why don't I have money? The difference between those who thrive and those who fall behind is not in their bank account, but in their mindset. Successful people see opportunities where others see obstacles. While many complain about difficulties, visionaries seek solutions. Money does not create ideas, but good ideas create money. If you don't believe it, look at companies like Alibaba, Amazon, and Tesla. They all started small, but had one thing in common: a great idea and the courage to execute it. I often say, when you are poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. That's how I built my journey. The first step is to dream big. The second is to turn that dream into something concrete. If you want to create wealth, you need to stop looking for shortcuts and start developing solutions. Ask yourself, what can I do better than others? What problem can I solve? Your success begins with the questions you ask yourself. Every innovation that changed the world started as a simple idea. The problem is that many people kill their own ideas before even testing them. They say, it won't work, it's too difficult, or I don't have experience. But what if I had thought that way? Alibaba would never have existed. The biggest mistake you can make is not trying. Opportunities don't appear to those who wait. They appear to those who are ready to see them. The real question is not, do you have money, but rather, do you have the courage to start? The world does not pay just for your time, but for the value you create. So what will your big idea be? If you want to be successful, you cannot rely on luck. Success is not an accident. It is a process. When I started, I knew nothing about business, technology, or leadership. But I knew one thing. If I studied the people who succeeded before me, I could learn from their mistakes and avoid falling into the same traps. I asked myself, if I want to be successful, why not learn from those who have already made it? Most people go through life on autopilot, waiting for something magical to happen. They dream of success but don't study how it works. Do you want to build a great business? Read the stories of top entrepreneurs. Do you want to become a leader? Study the best ones. Wisdom is everywhere, but few are willing to seek it. I always say, learn from other people's mistakes. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. Success leaves clues, but you need to be paying attention. I read hundreds of biographies, observed leaders, and analyzed how they made decisions. And you know what I discovered? Most of them had something in common: resilience, continuous learning, and massive action. They didn't wait until they were 100% ready before taking action. They learned in the process. If you think you need to know everything before starting, you will never move forward. Many say they want to grow but spend hours watching distractions that add no value. Do you want to be rich? Then study how money works. Do you want to be more productive? Learn the habits of the most efficient people. Instead of complaining about life, start learning from those who have already achieved what you want. Knowledge is free, but most prefer to remain ignorant. Success does not choose people. It chooses those who are prepared. If you don't learn intentionally, life will teach you the hard way. The question is, do you prefer to learn by choice or by necessity? Knowledge is available, but only those who are hungry for growth truly absorb it. Are you ready to study success, or will you continue to leave your life to chance? When I was a child, I constantly asked questions. Why was my favorite word. And you know what I discovered? The most successful people in the world never lost that curiosity. Those who ask more, learn more. Those who learn more, grow faster. If you accept everything as it is, you never evolve. But if you question, investigate, and seek to understand beyond the obvious, opportunities begin to appear. The problem is that many adults stop asking. They accept what the world gives them instead of challenging the limits. I failed so many times that I could have given up, but instead I asked myself, why did I fail? What can I learn from this? When I was rejected by KFC, I didn't think, I'm a failure, but rather, what do these people have that I don't have yet? Many make the mistake of seeing failure as the end when it should just be a comma. If you never question your defeats, you will keep repeating the same mistakes. The biggest mistake is not failing. It's stopping learning. Curiosity creates opportunities. When I founded Alibaba, the digital world was still a mystery in China. I could have accepted that and lived an ordinary life. But instead, I asked, what if the internet could connect small businesses to the world? While others saw obstacles, I saw unanswered questions. If you want to grow, you need to learn to see what others ignore. The world's greatest innovations were born from people who asked questions that no one else was asking. Great leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries share one common trait. They never accept ready-made answers. They challenge norms, test new ideas, and explore possibilities. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have so many opportunities while others remain stuck in the same routine? The difference lies in their level of curiosity. Those who constantly question discover new ways of thinking and acting. Those who accept everything as it is remain stuck in time. If you want to change your life, start by changing your questions. Instead of saying, that's impossible, ask yourself, how can I make this happen? Instead of thinking, I'm not good at this, try, how can I learn this faster? Your growth does not depend on your intelligence, but on your willingness to keep asking. So what will your next big question be? If there is one habit that can change your life, it is reading. Books are shortcuts to success. When I started my journey, I had no mentors around me, but I had books. I could learn from the brightest minds in history, understand their mistakes, and absorb their knowledge without spending years on trial and error. Today, with the internet, knowledge is more available than ever. But the question is, are you taking advantage of it? Most people underestimate the power of a good book. They say they don't have time to read but spend hours scrolling through social media. The difference between those who grow and those who stagnate is how they use their free time. Do you want to learn about success? Read biographies of great entrepreneurs. Want to improve your emotional intelligence? There are books about it. Want to be more productive? There are practical guides for that. The information is at your fingertips. All you have to do is use it. If you want to transform your life, start by controlling what you feed your mind. Reading is a way to have conversations with the greatest leaders in the world without needing to meet them personally. So, what are you reading today? Or better yet, what are you failing to learn? Knowledge without action is useless. Many people spend years studying, planning, and waiting for the perfect moment, but they never start. The biggest mistake you can make is not failing, it's not trying. I've seen many intelligent and talented people fall behind because they were afraid to act. The world does not reward good ideas. It rewards those who put those ideas into action. If you want to change your life, you need to stop just thinking and start doing. I was rejected 30 times in job interviews, I could have given up, but instead, I kept looking for opportunities. When I founded Alibaba, we had no money, no technology, and no perfect plan. But we had the courage to start. Many people wait until they feel ready, but the truth is, you will never be 100% prepared. If you want to achieve something big, you have to take action before you feel ready. Success does not come from small, timid steps. It comes from massive action. Hard work alone is not enough. You must work strategically. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to launch your business. If you want to learn a new language, you need to practice every day. If you want to change your reality, you need to stop making excuses. The question is not, is this possible? But rather, what can I do today to get closer to this? Opportunities do not wait for those who hesitate. If you don't act, someone more determined will do it in your place. How many times have you had a great idea but procrastinated until you saw someone else make it happen? Dreams are not enough. You must have the courage to execute them. If you want to build something great, you need to learn to make quick decisions and be consistent in execution. Many people say they want success, but few are willing to pay the price. Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and take massive action to achieve your goals? Or will you keep watching others make their dreams come true?
Failures are an essential part of growth. The problem is that most people see failure as the end, rather than a lesson. I have failed countless times in my life. I failed university entrance exams, was rejected by dozens of companies, and even when I started Alibaba, almost no investors believed in us. If I had let these failures define me, I would never have gotten where I am today. The secret is not avoiding failure, it's learning from it. When something goes wrong, most people react emotionally. They feel discouraged, blame themselves, or even give up. But failure is just feedback. If something didn't work, it doesn't mean you are incapable, it just means you need a different approach. Instead of thinking, I am not good enough, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? If you change the way you see failure, you change the way you grow. I always tell my team, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. Many people waste time trying to change circumstances, but the only thing you truly control is your own development. If you keep failing at something, it's a sign that you need to upgrade your skills, adjust your strategy, or adopt a different mindset. Learning from failure is what transforms average people into extraordinary leaders. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. The difference is that they didn't let it stop them. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before returning to make Apple a global giant. If they had let their failures define them, we wouldn't even know their names today. Your mistakes do not define you. Your response to them does. If you never fail, it means you are not pushing yourself enough. Success is built on a foundation of lessons learned from mistakes. So, will you let failure consume you, or will you use it as a stepping stone to your next breakthrough?
Success is not random. It leaves clues. If you want to achieve great things, one of the fastest ways is to observe those who have already done it. Many people look at successful individuals with envy, but the wise ones look at them with curiosity. They ask, what habits do they have? How do they make decisions? What makes them different? Instead of wishing for their success, study their mindset and behaviors. When I started Alibaba, I didn't have business experience, so I studied great leaders. I analyzed their stories, their strategies, and their mistakes. I didn't try to copy them, but I learned from their journeys. Most people try to reinvent the wheel when they could simply follow the paths that others have already paved. Why struggle alone when you can learn from those who have already made it? The people you surround yourself with shape your future. If you spend time with negative people, you will absorb their limited mindset. But if you surround yourself with ambitious, forward-thinking individuals, you will start thinking bigger. I always say, what you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, you'll find more problems. If you focus on learning from successful people, you will develop their way of thinking. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often just a matter of perspective. While some people see challenges as barriers, successful people see them as puzzles to be solved. They think differently, and that's why they achieve different results. Pay attention to how they speak, how they handle failure,
and how they seize opportunities. Small mindset shifts can lead to huge changes in your life. If you want a shortcut to success, don't waste years making unnecessary mistakes. Learn from those who have already been through the journey. The question is, are you ready to start thinking and acting like the people you admire? Your environment can accelerate or destroy your dreams. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they are surrounded by the wrong influences. If you spend time with people who complain about life but do nothing to change it, you will adopt the same mindset. If you surround yourself with those who challenge you to grow, your perspective will shift. Your surroundings are either lifting you up or pulling you down. There is no middle ground. When I was younger, I had big dreams, but the people around me often told me to be realistic. They didn't see the internet's potential, and they certainly didn't believe a small teacher like me could build a global company. If I had listened to them, Alibaba wouldn't exist today. The truth is, the people closest to you shape your beliefs. Choose your circle wisely. Many people ask me, how do I find the right environment? The answer is simple. Look for people who inspire you. If you want to be an entrepreneur, surround yourself with business-minded individuals. If you want to improve your leadership, be around strong leaders. Even if you don't have these people nearby, you can learn from them through books, videos, and online communities. The internet has eliminated excuses. Your mentors are just a click away. If you want to fly like eagles, you cannot hang around with chickens. This does not mean abandoning old friends, but it does mean being intentional about who influences you. Success is not just about what you do, but also about who you surround yourself with. If you want to change your life, start by changing your environment. Think about it. Are the people around you pushing you toward your goals, or are they holding you back? Your future depends on this answer. What separates winners from losers is not the absence of failure, but how they handle it. Many people take failure personally. They see it as proof that they are not good enough. But the most successful individuals see failure as a free education. Instead of avoiding mistakes, they embrace them, extract the lessons, and move forward. If you fear failure, you will never take risks, and without risks, there is no growth. When I was rejected from Harvard 10 times, I could have thought, maybe I'm just not meant for success. But instead I asked, what can I do differently? What else can I learn? Every rejection was a push to improve. When investors told me Alibaba was a bad idea, I didn't stop. I refined my approach and kept moving forward. If you see failure as an opportunity to learn, it stops being something to fear. Many people think failure is a sign to quit. But what if failure is just a test to see how much you want success? Most people give up too soon. They don't realize that failure is often the last obstacle before a breakthrough. If you give up now, how do you know how close you were to success? Successful people have failed more times than the average person has even tried. Think about that. The difference is that they kept going. Failure is not a signal to stop. It's a sign that you are making progress. If you never fail, it means you are not pushing yourself enough. So the next time you fail, don't ask, why did this happen to me? Instead, ask, what can I learn from this to come back stronger? The way you respond to failure determines your future. The world is unpredictable, and success requires resilience. If you expect life to be easy, you will always be disappointed. But if you see difficulties as opportunities to grow, you will become unstoppable. When I started Alibaba, we faced countless challenges. No funding, no technology, no trust from investors. If we had let those problems defeat us, we wouldn't be here today. Challenges are not a signal to stop. They are invitations to level up. I believe in being anti-fragile, not just resisting problems, but using them as fuel for growth. Many people see obstacles and think, this is a reason to quit. Successful people think, this is a reason to get stronger. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the opportunity to learn. If you train your mind to see adversity as an advantage, you will turn every setback into a stepping stone. Life will test your patience, your strength, and your determination. The question is not, will you face difficulties, but how will you respond to them? I always tell young entrepreneurs, tough times are the best teacher. The skills you develop in moments of struggle will be the ones that make you successful in the future. Instead of avoiding hardship, embrace it. Think about the most inspiring people in history. None of them had an easy journey. Greatness is built through persistence in the face of difficulty.
If you want to create an extraordinary life, stop fearing challenges. Instead, ask yourself, how can I use this challenge to grow? Strength is not built in comfort. Your ability to succeed depends on how well you handle the storms. So, are you ready to become anti-fragile? Most people are average because they do the minimum required. The market does not reward those who are simply good. It rewards those who are exceptional. If you want to stand out, you must go beyond what is expected. You must deliver more value than others and constantly seek ways to improve. The question is, are you willing to do what others won't? When I started Alibaba, we weren't the biggest company, and we didn't have the most resources, but we had something special, a relentless desire to improve. We didn't just build a company, we created an experience that no one else was offering. If you want to succeed, ask yourself, what can I do that no one else is doing? Innovation is born from the constant pursuit of improvement. The world is full of people who settle for good enough. But those who make a real impact are the ones who ask, how can I be the best at what I do? Whether you are an entrepreneur, an employee, or a student, the mindset remains the same. Excellence is a habit, not a coincidence. The more you push yourself to go beyond the ordinary, the more extraordinary your results will be. Investing in yourself is the smartest decision you can make. The best professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs are those who never stop learning. The world moves fast. If you don't grow, you will be left behind. Find ways to upgrade your skills, gain new knowledge, and stay ahead of the competition. So, are you willing to be more than average? If you want an extraordinary life, you must take extraordinary actions. Success is not given, it is earned. So, many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they give up too soon. Success is a long game. It does not happen overnight. If you plant a seed today, you cannot expect it to become a tree tomorrow. The same applies to your goals. If you want something great, you must be patient and consistent. I was rejected by Harvard 10 times. I failed university entrance exams multiple times. I applied for jobs at KFC, and out of 24 candidates, I was the only one not hired. But did I stop? No, because I knew that failure is not a signal to quit. It is a test to see how much you really want something. Most people give up right before they are about to succeed. The secret to winning is to stay in the game longer than others. While most people quit after a few failures, those who persist keep going until they figure it out. The most successful individuals in history all have one thing in common. They refuse to give up. If you stick to your vision long enough, the results will come. Think of success as a marathon, not a sprint. Many people want quick results, but real success takes years of hard work and learning. The question is, will you still be here in 5 years, working on your dream, while others have given up? If the answer is yes, then you are already ahead of most people. So will you be the person who gives up, or the one who keeps going? Because in the end, persistence is what separates winners from everyone else. Life is full of choices, and every decision has the potential to change your future. Many people let fear make their decisions for them. They hesitate, overthink, and end up doing nothing. But successful people understand that there is no such thing as a perfect decision. There is only a decision followed by action. Most people believe that the safest choice is to avoid risks. But the real risk is doing nothing. If I had been afraid to take a chance on Alibaba, we wouldn't exist today. I often tell my team, if not now, when? If not me, who? If you spend your whole life waiting for certainty, you will wait forever. The best decision makers don't try to eliminate risks. They manage them. They gather information, weigh the pros and cons, and then take action. They understand that no decision will ever come with a 100% guarantee. Instead of fearing failure, they focus on learning fast and adjusting quickly. A common mistake people make is allowing others to make their decisions for them. They listen to people who don't share their vision, and as a result, they hesitate. The best way to minimize risk is to trust yourself. Learn from others, but make choices based on your own goals and values. If you want to succeed, you must develop the courage to decide, because in the end, the only thing worse than making a mistake is doing nothing at all. Crisis moments create two types of people, those who complain and those who take action. While some see obstacles, others see opportunities. History shows that some of the world's greatest companies were built during economic downturns. Why? Because challenges force innovation. If you learn to see problems as opportunities, you will always be ahead. When Alibaba was still young, we faced many difficulties. The internet in China was undeveloped, and many people thought our business would fail. But instead of seeing obstacles, I saw possibilities. While others panicked, we planned. This mindset is what separates leaders from followers. Most people react emotionally to difficult situations. They panic, stop trying, and wait for things to improve. But successful people think differently. They ask, what is the hidden opportunity in this challenge? While others are fearful, they are strategic. They find ways to turn problems into solutions. If you want to thrive in tough times, you must think like an entrepreneur. Ask yourself, what problems exist today that I can help solve? While others are waiting for stability, you should be creating the future. Remember this, opportunities are born from chaos. The only question is, will you be the person who finds them? Success is not just about money, it's about impact. If your only goal is to make money, you might achieve it, but that won't bring you true fulfillment. The greatest leaders in history are remembered not for their wealth, but for how they changed the world. If you want to build something that lasts, you must think beyond yourself. When I started Alibaba, my mission was not just to create an e-commerce platform. I wanted to help small businesses thrive. I wanted to give opportunities to those who had none. This vision is what kept me going through the toughest times. If your goal is bigger than yourself, you will have the strength to persist when things get difficult. Many people think short-term. They chase quick profits but fail to build something meaningful. A true legacy is created when you focus on serving others. The more value you provide to people, the stronger and longer-lasting your impact will be. That's why I always prioritize customers first, employees second, and shareholders third. When you take care of people, success follows naturally. Think about it. What do you want to be remembered for? If all your achievements disappeared tomorrow, what impact would remain? If you want to create something meaningful, start thinking long-term. Your true success is measured not by how much you take from the world, but by how much you give back. So, what are you building that will outlive you? Because at the end of the day, the greatest reward is knowing that your work made a difference. The world rewards those who create value. If you focus only on what you can gain, you will always struggle. But if you focus on how you can serve others, success will come naturally. The question is not, how can I make more money? But how can I solve more problems for people? The more people you help, the more valuable you become. Many people chase success without realizing that success is a byproduct of helping others. Look at the most successful companies in the world: Amazon, Apple, Tesla. They all created products that solved problems. If you want to grow, find a way to make other people's lives easier, better, or more enjoyable. I often tell entrepreneurs, if you want to be rich, help 100 people. If you want to be very rich, help 1 million people. The biggest mistake is thinking only about yourself. If you shift your focus from self-interest to service, you will attract more opportunities than you ever imagined. People often complain that they are not getting ahead. But the real question is, are you creating enough value? If you are struggling to grow in your career, in business, or in relationships, ask yourself, am I truly helping others? The answer to success is always in the value you bring to the table. So how much value are you creating? Because the more value you give, the more success you will receive in return. Without a purpose, any path seems right. This is why so many people feel lost. They jump from one job to another, one project to another, without a clear sense of direction. But those who achieve great things are guided by a mission bigger than themselves. A clear purpose gives you energy, motivation, and persistence when things get tough. When I started Alibaba, I didn't do it just to make money. I did it because I believed in a bigger vision, to help small businesses compete in the global market. That purpose kept me going through all the challenges. If I had been focused only on financial success, I would have given up when things got difficult. But when you are driven by a mission, no obstacle can stop you. Many people chase money, but money alone is not enough to sustain long-term motivation. If money were the only goal, the richest people would be the happiest. And we know that's not always the case. True fulfillment comes from knowing that your work has meaning. If money were not a problem, what would you spend your life doing? That answer reveals your true purpose. Your purpose is what keeps you going when you feel tired, discouraged, or lost. It is what separates those who quit from those who keep fighting. If you haven't found your purpose yet, start by asking what problem you deeply care about solving. The bigger the impact you want to make, the more meaningful your journey will be. So, are you just working for a paycheck, or are you building something with a purpose? Because in the end, only those with a mission create real change. The difference between an average life and an extraordinary one is mindset. If you believe you can grow, you will. If you believe you are stuck, you will be. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest. They are the ones who believe in continuous improvement. The secret is to adopt a growth mindset. Many people think their abilities are fixed. They say, "I'm just not good at this," or "I wasn't born talented." But this is a limiting belief. Intelligence, skills, and success can all be developed with effort and learning. If you always do what you've always done, you will always get the same results. If you want to change your life, you must change the way you think. When I started Alibaba, I didn't know how to run a company. Investors told me I wasn't qualified to be a CEO. But instead of quitting, I chose to learn, adapt, and grow. Every challenge was an opportunity to improve. The key to success is to constantly upgrade yourself. Read, practice, ask questions, and never stop evolving. The world is changing faster than ever. Those who stop learning will be left behind. The best investment you can make is in your own knowledge and skills. The question is, are you actively growing, or are you waiting for things to change on their own? If you want to transform your future, start by developing a mindset of endless growth. The more you learn, the more you earn, in every aspect of life. Motivation is like taking a shower. If you don't renew it daily, it fades. Many people get excited about their goals for a few weeks, but then their enthusiasm disappears. The problem is that they depend on external motivation. True motivation comes from within. It comes from having a deep commitment to your goals. Most people think they need motivation before they take action, but in reality, it's the opposite. Action creates motivation. If you don't feel motivated, don't wait. Start working on your goal, and motivation will follow. The more progress you see, the more motivated you will become. One of the best ways to stay motivated is to track your progress. Set small, measurable goals and celebrate every step forward. When I was building Alibaba, I didn't focus on the big vision every day. I focused on what I could achieve that day. Small wins create momentum, and momentum keeps you going. Another key is to surround yourself with the right people. If you spend time with negative, unmotivated individuals, your energy will drop. But if you are around ambitious, driven people, their energy will push you forward. Motivation is contagious. Make sure you are catching it from the right sources. In the end, motivation is not something you find. It's something you create. Are you waiting to feel inspired, or are you building the habits that keep you moving forward? Because success is not about short bursts of energy. It's about showing up every single day.
Jack Ma's latest speech left the audience both inspired and challenged. He did not just talk about success. He revealed the mindset, habits, and strategies that transformed a simple English teacher into one of the world's most influential entrepreneurs. His words were not just motivational. They were a wake-up call for those who are still waiting for the perfect moment to start pursuing their dreams. Throughout his journey, Jack Ma failed more times than most people would be willing to endure. He was rejected 30 times in job applications, failed university entrance exams multiple times, and was denied by Harvard 10 times. Yet, instead of letting failure define him, he turned every rejection into a lesson. His message is clear. Success is not about being the smartest or the luckiest. It's about having the courage to start and the persistence to keep going. One of the most powerful insights he shared was the importance of ideas over money. Many people believe that lack of money is what holds them back, but Jack Ma proved that the real limitation is a lack of vision and action. He started Alibaba with no funding, no government support, and no experience in technology. Yet, he built an empire by focusing on solving real problems and delivering massive value. Another key lesson from his speech was the power of learning from others. Jack Ma emphasized that success leaves clues, and the fastest way to grow is to study successful people and model their mindset and behaviors. He himself read biographies, analyzed business leaders, and constantly upgraded his knowledge. His advice? Learn from others' mistakes, You won't live long enough to make them all yourself. But knowledge alone is not enough. Jack Ma made it clear that massive action is what separates dreamers from achievers. Many people wait until they feel ready, but he warned that the perfect moment never comes. He built his company before he had experience, before he had resources, and before he had all the answers. His philosophy? If not now, when? If not me, who? Jack Ma also highlighted the importance of resilience. He believes that challenges are not meant to stop us, they are meant to train us. He introduced the concept of being anti-fragile, not just surviving difficulties, but using them to grow stronger. The hardest times are the best teachers, he said. The difference between winners and losers is not how many times they fall, but how many times they get back up. For those looking to stand out and create a lasting legacy, Jack Ma shared one of his most powerful principles: create value. The world does not reward those who just work hard. It rewards those who solve problems and make people's lives better. If you want to be rich, help 100 people. If you want to be very rich, help 1,000,000 people, he explained. Success is not about taking, it's about giving. If you're someone who feels stuck, unmotivated, or unsure about the future, Jack Ma's message will challenge you to think bigger, act faster, and push harder. The key to transformation is in your hands. Are you ready to stop waiting and start building the future you want? Because, as Jack Ma says, your future is in your hands. The only question is, what will you do with it? Now that you've learned Jack Ma's proven formula for success, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let these insights inspire you for a few moments and then go back to your routine? Or will you take massive action and start building the life you truly want? Think about the most powerful lesson that resonated with you. Was it the importance of taking action before you feel ready? The idea that failure is not the end, but a lesson? Or maybe the reminder that wealth is not created by money, but by ideas? Whatever it was, don't let it fade. Apply it today, not someday. Success is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. It belongs to those who learn, adapt, and persist. If you feel stuck, remember, the future is not given, it is created. The opportunities are there, but only for those who are bold enough to seize them. Are you ready to be that person? Let's make this a real conversation. Comment below the one insight from this video that impacted you the most. And remember, this is not just a video to watch once. Save it and come back whenever you need motivation. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you don't, you might never find it again. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future insights that could change your life. And if you're serious about your growth, watch Jack Ma's Strategies for Success During Recessions. Next, it's exactly what you need to keep leveling up.